Batgirl Returns is about as close to a full-blown Batgirl episode as we can get. I mean, Batman's technically not even in it. We're talking about it right now. Hello friends, welcome back to the show. So glad to see you once again, and if you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I think that you'll be pleased with what you see. If you're a Batman fan like me and grew up on Batman the Animated Series, well then this is the show for you, because we're talking about each and every episode now 25 plus years later and breaking them down from the perspective of being an adult that grew up on the show as a kid. So I hope you'll stick around, hit subscribe, because I got a lot of great content coming your way. And today we're talking about Batgirl Returns, which originally aired on November 12th, 1994. I'm a fan of Batgirl, and I really like what they did with her in this episode, that it was a very deliberate episode, a very deliberate story for her, and they didn't just throw her into an episode just to feature her, but this episode really deserved to be hers. But it would amaze me that Batman's not even in this episode, but we're going to talk all about that right after our 60-second Joker Bomb rundown. I'm going to see if I can give you the full synopsis of the episode in 60 seconds before this bomb goes off. Here we go. We start out in a dream where Batgirl is dreaming that she is saving Batman from all these villains, and she wakes up. Robin wants to, Dick Grayson at college wants her to go with him to get some pizza. She goes, no, I'm busy. And then she finds out that this cat, Jade Cat, has been stolen. So she goes to the crime dressed up as Batgirl and starts looking around to investigate. But Catwoman's also there, supposedly investigating how this happened and what's going on. And she is looking around and trying to figure this out. And then they kind of spar a little bit, and Robin shows up and he tries to help, but it ends up Catwoman getting away. And then the next day, Catwoman Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, is at the gym, and she sees a note addressed to her, and Catwoman wants to meet up. She meets up with her and they talk, and she goes, hey, we should join forces. You're pretty good, and help me find who stole this cat. And she goes, okay, I'll do it on one deal. If you turn yourself in, if you try to double cross me, deal. They start doing some investigating. They look at the acid. The acid leads them to this informant who knows all these different kinds of acid, and that takes them on a trip to Daggett, and they go to thought I could do this one. Anyway, so they go to Daggett and they find out that he did steal this Jade Cat, because it would be the most obvious thing that they would blame Catwoman for, and he needed the money because he's now bankrupt and needs the money to fuel his evil ways. And so Robin shows up once again, and they fight and duel, and then at the end of this, Catwoman takes off and is going to steal the cat, Jade Cat, for herself. I don't know why I'm still talking fast, but I still want to just get this out as soon as I can. And then they end up, Catwoman and Barbara Gordon, Batgirl says, okay, well, we had a deal. You tried to steal the cat, so you've got to turn yourself in. She goes, okay, deal. And she goes to turn herself in. The cop car drives off. She goes, oh, I didn't tell you how long I'd let myself turned in. And then they run off. She runs up. Catwoman runs off. Batgirl and Robin walk away to fight the battle another day.
All work and no play, you know?
Now, I know what you're going to say, is that I just got done saying at the beginning of this episode that Batman's not in this episode at all. But I did, in fact, say technically, because he is in the very beginning fighting all these different villains, but that's technically a dream. So he himself, Batman himself, is not in that. Now, of course, Bruce Wayne shows up later, but is in Paris on some business, but you never see him actually as Batman.
You're on your own. This Wayne Corp merger is vital for the European common market.
I thought it was a good choice that it could have got a little clunky to have Batgirl and Catwoman. Catwoman's always kind of gone back and forth between a villain and a hero, and this one she kind of takes the role of a hero for the most part. So you got the two of them, which really is the episode's about their partnership. But then Robin's in there.
Just came to investigate the robbery. I didn't expect a convention.
I think, again, because Warner Brothers said, hey, we need Robin in every episode, so they put him in there. So now they kind of have this trio, and they're real kind of selective about Robin, where he just kind of shows up when the battle's going down and does some quips and fights some guys and then runs off.
Dork.
So I feel like it was a good choice to go, you know what? let's just take Batman out of this episode because it would have just got too clunky.
Yes. Thanks to you.
You know, Batman as this father figure, or the matriarch of the Batman family, if you will. There was choices that Batgirl was making to team up with Catwoman and stuff that obviously Batman would have not agreed with and would not allowed that to happen. And Robin doesn't really have as much of a say. He's more of a peer to Batgirl.
I hope Batgirl isn't in over her head.
So I thought it made a lot of sense that he's not in the episode, but it was really strange that here we have Batman the Animated Series, or Batman and Robin Adventures, and he's gone. They just sort of just wrote him out of the episode. But I think for the most part it works because Batgirl is a strong character, and she was able to carry the episode, I think, really well on her own.
One way or another, you're coming with me. Bats are just mice with wings, little girl.
And I love the story with her and Catwoman teaming up. I always like the idea of Catwoman kind of rides the line of good and bad and goes back and forth. And so when they kind of really play with those themes with Catwoman, it's fun. And so to partner these two together, I think was a great combo.
Against the two of us, whoever took the Jade Cat doesn't stand a chance.
And for the most part, this is a great mystery. Again, we've talked about this before, but I'm always drawn to these episodes that are really a true detective mystery. There's something that happened, this crime that was committed, this Jade Cat. Is that what it is, a Jade Cat?
Jade Cat statue.
And everybody's pointing towards Catwoman, but she didn't do it. But she's trying to get to the bottom of it just like everybody else. So we have this great mystery of we don't know who actually stole the Jade Cat. And so that's a great mystery of collecting clues and trying to figure that out.
Exactly. The only place to find information on the Jade Cat job.
But then the second mystery is Catwoman truly good for this? Is she really just want to get the Jade Cat back to put it in a museum, or does she have her own selfish intentions? And so kind of a dual layer mystery of who to trust and kind of that double agent sort of mystery in this. And that's really fun and really enjoyable. I like that quality to the show.
If you're lying to me and I find out, you'll give yourself up. Deal.
So I'm glad that that's the focus of the episode, because that's solid, and that's where the episode really shines, is in that first part. For me, the end, the resolve of this mystery was pretty weak. We have Roland Daggett, who has been a huge crime boss through all these episodes, and now he's the one that stole the cat to frame Catwoman to get money.
My legal fees after my last encounter with Batman left me broke. The money from this statuette will set me up quite nicely somewhere else.
Again, I want to go a little easier on this because that wasn't what the story was about. The story was about Batgirl and Catwoman teaming up, but I just wish there was a better reason for that. I don't know, something else other than just, yep, I stole the cat because they'd all blame you, and now I need the money.
There's one thing I've learned over the years. It's that you crime-fighting types are very resourceful.
And then the second mystery, is Catwoman truly good? Well, she wasn't. She was manipulating the situation to get the Jade Cat for herself. But at the very end, she does do the right thing and turn herself in.
You win. And by the way, Batgirl's innocent. She was acting under coercion.
Sort of.
I said I'd let them take me, but I didn't say how far.
So when it comes time to rank this episode, the mystery element of this episode is great. And the partnership between Batgirl and Catwoman is great. I don't think this episode is as good as Batgirl's debut episodes, Shadow of the Bat, but it's still a pretty solid episode. So for those reasons, it falls at the number 25 spot of my favorite episodes so far. Just below Dreams in Darkness, because that is another one that the mystery carries through the length of the episode, and then the solution or the resolve to that mystery is really still solid. But I have it beating out Demon's Quest because this is a more, even though Batman's not in this episode, it's a more rooted in Gotham City and a typical Batman episode, where Demon's Quest just, flies off the rails a little bit.
Haven't you learned yet that only the strong survive in this game?
So what's your favorite Batgirl episode? Is it this one, or do you agree with me that Shadow of the Bat is better, or do you like some of the episodes in the New Adventures of Batman? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this episode, please click the like button. If you want to see more episodes like this, then just hit subscribe, because I have new episodes coming out every Tuesday and Thursday. And this Thursday, we have a new episode coming out with Lockup. So you want to stick around to see that. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Andy Canode. Now, see you soon.